your count.
We'll be with you, always.
Did y'all see the stream with BenDaDonn and Willow Ryder? Well, it was a nice stream until I think he was like reading a comment on the stream or something, and then he like linked back and moved his arm, and Willow flinched so hard, and she proceeded to say, "I thought you were going to hit me." And then Ben's face was so concerned, like he locked in, like he was like, what them boys be doing to you at work?
Oh, I thought you...
What the? Them be beating you at work. Be hitting you at work. You can tell me now. Is that what's going on?
I thought you were gonna hit me.
Willow, what the be doing you at work?
At home.
At home? You hitting you?
In a way, it's a good thing that this young lady's name is captioned in this video. Otherwise, I'd have to go look it up. And these days, there are so many young ladies doing this online spicy content that it would take me a while to do it if I don't immediately know her name, because it's overflowing with young ladies. And so this is a young lady, and she apparently is getting some rough treatment, or at least she's feigning that she is. And the lady before her is simply saying, where's the protection for these young ladies? But a hard reality is being learned, that protection is only for young ladies that adhere to a certain set of behavioral standards.
Is it at work? What the boys be doing to you at work? And she laughed, and the nervous laugh gave it off, and she was like, at home. And that's right there. It don't sit right with me.
My body count is 1,572, and so I don't think body count should matter, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I've heard a lot of numbers, and it just doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Are you speechless?
Yeah, just kind of said you're...
Excuse me, you can't shame people because of their body count.
1,500, whatever the f***.
72. 72.
That's insane. I'm gonna keep it real.
Just say you're jealous.
Yeah, I'm so jealous.
How about that? Steps over to Ron Lowe.
Men who are not emotionally invested do not care about a woman's past. It doesn't incite jealousy or disgust. In fact, if you're just looking to smash, then her experience with short-term relationships is to your benefit. It means that she's open to the possibility of a casual relationship in a way a virgin probably wouldn't be.
The same way how y'all look at women, like you're passed around. Like even a girl in here, if she has too many bodies, she's passed around.
No, she's
Why
not.
would you lie?
Me personally, body count doesn't count to me.
Okay,
I don't think that. I don't think that's the thing. I think that's a kid mindset, and I think it's low key gay.
How you gonna ask me a question like that?
On the other hand, men who care about a woman's sexual past are more interested in a long-term relationship, typically because they've already made the decision to emotionally invest, at which point any information about anything that she's done with anyone is subject to creating unnecessary pain. And this, of course, is why women generally lie when it comes to this topic.
By now, all of this is common sense to us. Of course, we know that young ladies will lie about their body count because they want to seem a certain level of pure so that the guy that they really like will see them a certain way. But the other end of it, of course, is, and now that we're getting this kind of back end of these young ladies who led this sexual free lifestyle and want to come back and still get that twinkle in guys' eyes, well, when you don't get that twinkle and guys look at you like, I know your past, it's just like when a guy tries to go up to a young lady and she does the atomic rejection, except for them, it feels like...
And this was the reason why Shaquille O'Neal, and the straddling afterwards and then shoving, that's degrading what O'Neal did.
Y'all, 50 more people in here and we'll kiss.
Who? I ain't gonna lie. You can have $10,000 right here and say being kissed. I'm gonna say, listen, gang.
Don't make me show them our DMs.
Show them. You don't say shit about no kissing. You probably say something about some shit. It don't say shit about kissing.
And you can't blame Dudley for being upset, but you can't respond by throwing the ball. Dudley doesn't throw the ball.
It ain't no way. I look like this. Like just chilling in my car. Like I just just look like this off the wake up, like no makeup, just a little lash and lip gloss and a little filter. And I'm single? It don't make sense.
Ruby Rose body count. This is insane, bruh. Only the rappers' bodies, by the way. Rap Edition not counting her endless unknown bodies. Why Cardi in there? Because Cardi definitely hit. So Cardi, that Trippy hit? Uzi hit? Cap. YG? Travis Scott? ASAP Rocky? 21 Savage? Is that Lil Reese? Is that Son of More Bass Dog? The Migos? All of them? Lil TJ? King Von? Mama, is that 6ix9ine? Yachty? Ian Connor? Lil Tyler?
I feel like body count don't matter.
Okay.
And if it does matter, you insecure. Because why you want to
Okay.
know? Why you want to know that? Why do you want to know that? And why does that matter to the now?
Men love sluts. Like a cum dump type of, like you want this. But patriarchy says you can't marry this. Patriarchy says, marry the virgin. But then you the slut behind her back, you lose her trust. You're gonna ruin her life. I want more men to feel safe marrying the whore.
Your count.
We'll be with you. Always.
In this age of women's empowerment, unfortunately, there are many people and companies that make quite a bit of money off of telling young ladies that they don't have to sacrifice anything. They can have the high-powered career and worry about having children later. They can have children into their 40s, and that if there are birth defects, they come from the men. Young ladies are told that they should enjoy their 20s and even early 30s for themselves and not consider trying to find a mate until marriage. Young ladies are even told that their body count doesn't matter. And if a guy tells them that it matters, then there's something wrong with the guy and that he needs to adjust his preferences. But
men's emotional reaction to a woman's sexual past often has less to do with the sheer number of her previous sexual partners and more to do with what she has done or not done with you relative to what she has done or not done with anyone else.
Patriarchy says, marry the virgin. But then you the slut behind her back, you lose her trust. You're gonna ruin her life. I want more men to feel safe marrying the whore. Because they're gonna keep you good. You're gonna wake up to sucks. You wake up, I'm already on freak shit. There's nothing you can't propose to me that I won't at least consider. I like doing household chores, but for sake, first thing in the morning, my man gets this and he gets it in any way he wants. And he would have crawl on my face and exactly. Start at home, where you really want to be. A couple weeks ago was my birthday. The plan was that we're gonna have a foursome.
Truth be told, if you told most guys on a random Tuesday or Thursday night they're chilling in the house drinking some beers or watching the game, if they had the opportunity to have Karen Steffens come over, most guys would probably say
this was the reason why Shaquille O'Neal, and that the straddling afterwards and then shoving, that's degrading what O'Neal did.
But when you bring up marriage,
Iverson. How about that? Steps over Toronto.
Lie number 5. Sex work is empowering for women. Feminism believes that if women are unhappy, it's society's fault. In this case, if women are unhappy participating in sex work, whether that's through prostitution or making explicit content, the problem isn't the act itself. The problem is that society unfairly looks down on it. To correct this, there have been many campaigns to argue that sex work is real work, and women should be applauded for making content on OF because they are owning their sexuality. Just like the rest of the feminist lies that we've been told, the intention is to help women, but does it really? While women are more in control on platforms like OF, they really join a platform like that convinced by these stories of the top 1% where women are making millions of dollars, only to find themselves crossing their own personal boundaries to make pennies. Loud declarations that sex work is empowering might drown out your inner voice that hates being something that can be purchased, but it won't ever fix that instinctive shame that comes from knowing that your self-worth has been reduced to a price.
Y'all, 50 more people in here and we'll kiss.
Who? I ain't gonna lie. You can have $10,000 right here and say being kissed. I'm gonna say, listen,
As is the case with all natural cycles, there's an ebb and flow to everything. Things are going to go in one direction and then they're going to go back in the other direction, and you're going to rotate around in equilibrium. In this particular case, I think two things are happening. One, in the greater society, there's a recognition that things have gotten too liberal and there are too many definitions that have been ripped apart, and is having an overall effect on not just people starting families, but having children, and just what do you nail down as the core beliefs of your society. But on the other end, what we're starting to see is young ladies that are starting to show signs of regret. You can't tell me that it did not hurt this young lady that the idea of kissing her was so revolting to this guy that he said, you could put $10,000 on this table, and simply because of her past. Now, did she think when she was a younger actress, if you want to use that word, that it would come to this, that there would be a man sitting next to her that would say, you know, we could go and do the horizontal dance if you want to, but kiss you? Nah, I'm cool on that. Of course she didn't think that. But here she is now trying to come to grips with the fact that there's a guy here who would want to lay down with me, but he doesn't even want to kiss me on camera. And so what do you do with that? Well, this modern society has told the man, shame on you for not wanting to kiss her. But what we know is that you cannot make guys do something they don't want to do. And that includes marrying the SLUT, as Karen Steffens is suggesting. Instead, guys are looking around and saying, I don't see anything in this store that I want to even bother trying to get. I'll rent it. I'll have a good time with it. I'll purchase her for whatever her asking price is. But when she starts saying permanent commitment in marriage, why? Hence, the Iverson step over is back in effect, as is the Shaq dunk and toss. Because what are guys supposed to do with young ladies that they see are only fit for a night or a weekend and not fit for a family or a lifetime? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.